Have you ever canoed down a babbling brook?
No, but I have cried at a Taco Bell.
Oh, same thing. Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
Because Camp Counselors is a variety show.
So prepare for a good old-fashioned kumbaya,
Weird news,
hot gossip,
and scary stories around the campfire.
so spooky.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp. This is Camp Counselors.
Hey, happy campers.
Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
It is week 154 here at camp.
And we have a little thought starter for you today. A little recap on our night. Sometimes, you guys know this, going out to eat is our favorite thing. It's definitely my favorite thing.
I love a meal that is not within the confines of our house.
I think that's not true about you. I think you love to be home. I think you love takeout more than I do. I think I actually really enjoy being outside. I think you could eat every meal at home as long as you didn't make it.
Okay.
Do you think so?
I would disagree, but I do like being home. I do.
I think you're the ultimate homebody, and I think a lot of times I have to convince you to go out to eat with me.
Okay.
So last night, I was like, please, I don't want to be home. I just want to summer's winding down. So it's like, there's only so many great sunsets left.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so many, summerific foods before things get heavy and dark and gloomy. And it was a beautiful night. And I was like, just take me on a date. Like, I'm wearing my sundress. My curls are bouncing and I'm feeling electric. And I need you to just kind of be whimsical with me. And you agreed.
You have your cork wedges on. You're twirling by the door with your
through the kitchen,
your handbag, your pocketbook.
No, literally. So I was like, take me out to dinner. So we get in the car and we have literally no idea where to go. So we stumbled across this place that we'd only been to once before. For a birthday celebration thing, and it was for lunch.
Say her name, Kira.
Well, not everything has to be about her, babe, but yes. So we went there for Kira's birthday, for her lunch, and I was like, we never go there for dinner, and it's not out of the way for us. It's not close, but I was like, let's just try this for dinner. All this to say is we're not regulars at this place,
right? And she's tucked away, so we're not passing her. She's not out of the way, but it's like we're never over there.
Yeah. So I was like, let's just check out this local watering hole for dinner. And we pull up and something really alarming happened the minute we stepped through this restaurant, because we're basically shaping this story to be the most overstimulating dinner of my recent years, I would say.
I would say so as well. And campers, you know me, and you know my overstimulation threshold. It's low. It is definitely low, and it started out quite literally the moment we walked through the door.
Because when you open the door to this restaurant, oh my God, my blood is boiling thinking about it. When you open the door, if you open it too far, the door catches on the bottom of the deck where the entrance is, and it creates the most blood curdling, just nauseating, squeak. It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Nails on a chalkboard, literally.
On methamphetamines. It's that intense. It sends shivers down my spine. My skin is crawling thinking about it, and not us activating that noise, not us having participation in that noise.
And the first step is into a little porch area, right? And everybody's eating, no music. It is. Did you notice that?
No, you
not
always notice
music.
a lack of music. You really, I don't ever notice that, but you do.
It sets a vibe. So no music, no decor on the wall, but that's neither here nor there. And I'm literally like, sorry, everybody, because it is dead silent and the tables are full. It's not hella crowded, but there's people eating.
Yeah, people were eating, and this noise, and no one seems to be reacting to this noise. And I don't know if Jonathan and I were just on edge or a little bit, but I was like, oh my God, I hated that noise.
Never on edge.
It was so loud and sharp and painful. So we go to the host stand, and then she asks us if we want to sit on the porch or in the restaurant. And I guess my mind just failed me in that moment, because I had just forgotten of what had just transpired. So I was like, oh, porch, because it's kind of I know it's a 3 seasons porch.
And it's also the sun is about to set.
So it was pretty out there. And I was like, yeah, let's sit out there. That would be nice.
And we're right on the water. Let's paint the picture. It's right on the water. There's sailboats everywhere. It is very picturesque. It's a beautiful view. It is.
It's gorgeous there. So they sit us on the deck and the porch, and it's great. But then I forgot that noise had just happened. So for the next maybe 30 minutes during the dinner rush, that noise was hitting my eardrums every minute on the minute. And I was looking around at one point thinking I was going insane because no one seemed to be reacting or caring about this.
It was like a smoke detector that you have to change a battery. She was just chirping and chirping
But it
and
was
chirping.
louder and longer than that.
I think maybe because there was a lot of older people, which we'll get to. Yeah, I think it's a frequency that they can't reach.
We were basically, it was 7 o'clock, but it felt like the early bird special. Like everyone there was like cryptkeeper.com, and there's no shade, whatever. I'm painting a picture. Like you need to know what we're experiencing. And everyone there was on AARP, and everyone there was planning funerals.
The people who order shit on shingles.
Yeah, I love, don't.
And Scrapple.
Scrapple, I don't know what that is, but shit on a shingle is like my fave.
I think that's basically just Scrapple on toast, isn't it?
No, it's pork.
Oh,
it's cream chip beef on a piece of toast. The Stouffer's frozen one. Don't.
They have frozen.
Don't talk about things you'll never understand.
And I don't want to.
Okay, I don't. Okay, whatever. You're pissing me off, but you weren't pissing me off as much as the table of 4 to the left of us. We're ripping into this night because it was like it just kept getting worse and worse, and we're like, we gotta tell the people at the podcast. So campers, it's a 4-top, and it's 2 elderly couples that appear to have never seen each other or had not seen each other in years or a long time, right?
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
I gathered one was from the Midwest.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple
like
who was visiting, and you had full eyes on them. I was trying to picture what they looked like based on their voices, and when I finally looked, they did not match up to what I was having in my head. We had
similar eye lines based on like who we were looking at the table. I think I'm just more willing to turn my head and stare.
That is true. And one thing about Zach is when he stares at someone in a restaurant, he's gawking. You're a gawker, and I don't think you understand what your face looks like to an exterior person. And I know you don't mean to, but you make it beyond obvi.
Okay, so this is great for the podcast because now I have all the details that you could never even think of because I locked in. So couple A from the Midwest, I'm assuming, I think it was Michigan, I heard at one point, they are some sort of art dealer or like antique dealer. And they were basically had just discovered eBay. I'm not joking. Like they were like, you're not going to believe it. We put things in the shop and we have to put them for a certain amount, but you put them on eBay and you can triple the price because these people will pay for the shipping. They don't even care.
You hide the price in the shipping and they bid on it?
Yeah, he was going nuts about it. And he was like, I'm thinking like late 70s, and his wife was like early 60s. Mm-hmm. And the couple they were with were like mid 80s. And so she was generations behind them, but she kind of was like the glue of the table. The other couple, everything that was said to them, they just went, wow. And they ordered a Caesar salad with the dressing on the side. And I thought this was interesting, campers. And then they asked for oil and vinegar. And they proceeded to eat their entire split Caesar salad with just the oil and vinegar. And no one ever touched the Caesar dressing.
Oh, see, I didn't witness that.
Because you weren't paying attention, because you weren't gawking.
No, I wasn't gawking. And honestly, I'm sorry I let you down, campers. That is interesting because why not order like a different salad that an oil and vinegar would come on? Because the Caesar salad, it's just coming with cheese. It's coming with croutons.
Well, it came with the Parmesan cheese on top and the romaine and the croutons. But the whole thing was consumed just with oil and vinegar and little cruets. I love a cruet.
What's that?
A little glass, little like dressing. Like think about oil and vinegar and they come in those 2 little cruet. Oh, mm-hmm. It's there's like no other word but a cruet. It's cruet. Cabernet or Veer. Sorry. So UPS is here. So they're eating, and the man who's visiting, who owns the dealership of the arts and fine obscurities, won't shut up at any point. I almost wanted to step in for the other couple and be like, do they have anything to contribute? Like, you haven't stopped talking about literally anything.
He was just talking like at them at one point. He was suddenly realizing that politics are corrupt, and it sounded like he was beyond shocked. I was like, you've been around the block a couple of times. Now you're tuning in?
He said that every single time people in Michigan run on this campaign of lowering property taxes, but no one ever does it.
Like, is this the whole thing? It's a requirement to say you're going to do things and then not do them? I'm like, are you okay?
I'm like, okay, way to clock in and lock in your final season. But
not the final season.
Well, babe, he's not on season 1. I'm sorry.
The sun wasn't just setting over the water.
Okay, so they were being annoying, but like this was us just being mean. Okay, like I'm
I
fully
know you were
aware
like, I need to stop.
because I was being rude, but also like this was happening simultaneously with that blood curdling squeak every 60 seconds on the dot.
Also, a birthday party was rolling through.
And that's why there were so many door openings, because it was a party of 9 and they all took their own cars. So that means 9 individual entrances.
It was a lot.
So that's why it was even elevated. And I just felt like I like to like face where the door is, because I like to be able to see like where the noise is coming from. And you were facing the door, so every time that door opened, I was a surprise to me, which made it even more overstimulating.
Oh, you didn't have the anticipation up.
Yeah. And then I got a lovely salad. It was delicious. You hated your food, and it's okay. But to say that, I don't want you to like, you can just, sometimes I feel like you don't like your food and you don't want to say anything to me. And I wish you would just be more honest. 'Cause I could tell you didn't like it.
You were not having a great day, and I wasn't going to be like, I hate my food.
But
I'm like,
sometimes misery loves company, so just join me.
No, and I'm gonna be honest right now. I hated my food first time we went for Kira's birthday, and you and I ordered the same thing, and I was like, "You're enjoying this? The thing what you ordered last night, not into it at all."
Wow.
But you were loving it, so I wasn't gonna be honest. I was just gonna let you enjoy it.
You can hate something I like. It's
Well,
okay.
okay.
But I will cause a scene.
And that's
say,
what I
how
was
can you-
fearful of.
Because now I'm scared. Because I'm like, now I'm nervous. Because I'm like, why don't you like that salad? It's so good.
I don't know. I wasn't into it.
Was it
but
the warm rice on the cold lettuce?
I really think that it was the warm, hot, giant serving of white rice
on lettuce.
on lettuce.
Which, yeah. And I told you last night, I said, this is a lot of rice to be. And it was kind of like think just Chipotle bowl, but like restaurant made. And I thought it was good. But it was like too much rice on, like the lettuce was on they're splitting the plate. It's
the ratio, yeah. It was
off.
It was like a salad instead of a bowl.
It had an identity crisis. It was right in the middle where you couldn't tell where it was leaning, but someone had to win the fight.
That wasn't shredded lettuce. That was salad cut lettuce.
No,
they were grabbing from the same bin.
It was the same. It was the same romaine used on the oil and vinegar cruet on table 62.
Yeah, that's my romaine empire.
So yeah, but what was worse, the fish taco you had last night or the salad that I consumed?
Oh, what I had last night. The tacos were bad.
Well, speak about it, because I think people will understand what you mean because I understood what you meant and I didn't even eat it.
So the food took a little while to get there, but that's not what I was complaining about. So in my head, I'm like, okay, food's taking a minute to get here. It's probably going to be hot. It's going to be fresh. It's going to be yummo. The fries, DOA, they were dead on arrival. They were cold. They were wimpy. I didn't say a thing. And then I bit into the taco, which I already knew. It just tasted like fryer oil.
It was
a
fried fish taco.
It was. And I should have got pan-seared, but my fear was getting pan-seared. I was like, I didn't like it last time, so I didn't get that, was because I was fearful that it wasn't going to be flavorful. I did get flavor, but it was canola oil.
So when I recently just had Raising Cane's for the first time in a couple of years, and let me say this about that. So I agree. Sometimes things just taste like hot oil.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no flavor and it's hot. And you know who never disappoints me?
Who?
Popeye.
Little Miss Popeye.
Popeye makes me sick. Like there's just something in that I'm allergic to the next day. But the flavor is incredible. But yeah, your fish tacos were bad.
They just didn't, like, as soon as she put them down, I was like, oh, somebody forgot about them in the fryer. And then they said, serve it up because it's going to take, I don't think that was something that people usually order. But in my head, I'm like, okay, well, we're right on the dock. We're right near the water.
People do really order that. That seems like a pretty common thing for people to order. I think the people in the room didn't know what that seasoning was.
No, they didn't.
But the tides changed. And like the full moon, the freaks came out. And a woman entered the restaurant with such fury, passion, and intrigue that I have not experienced a woman of this magnitude in so long. It was a case study for every video I ever make. She had an energy and a level of anxiety that followed her that could not be tamed in the slightest.
I also just need to remind campers, because I've never experienced something like this. Reminding campers there is no music playing and there is light chatter. We can kind of hear Mr. eBay talking about his big bucks and his high eBay score, which is good and great.
About the stool that was made of old rifles. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like what?
A stool made of old rifles, and like the rifle long part of it was the legs of the stool.
Oh, I would assume.
Well, it sold incredibly well.
Well,
fast too.
I'm sure he really upcharged that shipping.
He did.
But with that being said, campers, it is rather quiet in this waiting room. So this woman enters. And if I had to, here, let me also paint a picture. If I had to cast her in a movie, I would cast, who would I cast? Kathy Najimy after like 3 wine coolers is who I'm casting.
I was going to say Jennifer Tilly with hair extensions.
Jennifer Tilly with hair. Yeah. Yes.
But also Kathy Najimy.
Yeah.
Honestly, like those two, it's very much that. So she walks in, and so from the head top, she's wearing a full face of makeup, and she has very long, like silvery hair. She's probably like mid to late 50s. She's wearing this kind of turquoise flowy top with very short white shorts. And was it a cork wedge?
Babes, it was simply a cork wedge. Open toe, nails done for the gods.
Yeah, like, and she just had like kind of a witchy kind of like energy to her, but also like very like Long Island.
Yeah, she just had like spooky dark energy.
It was just chaotic. So all I see, I felt like Luann. I'm like, is there a water buffalo? Like she's clunking around this room, like left and right. And I can't really see her in the beginning because she's behind me. But then I see her walk through the dining room of where we're sitting on this like porch or whatever. And she walks all the way to the windows, and she's like looking out the windows, and she's like kind of like just like flailing her body around. And I'm like, what is this woman doing? Then she's going back and forth.
It was like it was an open house. It's not a huge porch.
Oh my God. It was literally treating the restaurant like an open house.
She's looking at nooks and crannies. She's like almost figuring out if she should invest in this. Mind you, no decor on the wall for her to look at. So I'm not sure what she's pacing about. I didn't know at the time what she was doing.
I also thought she was wasted.
And see, I can't tell if she was wasted or not.
She gave me like wasted energy. Like, and she goes inside, and at some point the host comes out, and the host is like, hey, wherever you want to sit, because she's very particular. So she goes back to the first window she looked at, and she turns around to me because I'm so locked in. Like, I'm just like,
you're gawking. You're gawking.
I'm gawking. She turns to me and she goes, I just can't pick my atmosphere.
That is verbatim what this woman said. And then I proceed to watch her after she says that to you. She's shaking her head, peeks her head back inside the restaurant, shakes her head. No, that's not her atmosphere, clearly. She sits at a table nobody's sitting at. And I can tell the host has had it with her. I don't know how long this has been going on.
It's been going on for at least 5 minutes, yeah.
And she's like, oh, do you think you could fix the blinds for us?
So she gets up and she starts like moving the screens on the window up and down. But before she did that, she sat down with her back to the window, and her friend that she was with us, God bless that friend, she's in the other side of the table.
Sonia Morgan.
Then she goes, and then I watched her make the other girl switch with her.
She stood up, and they literally were playing musical chairs, switching. And then she was like still not happy with her seat. I'm like, girl, you have like a front row seat to the sun's pretty much down by now. You missed it.
She pointed at the sunset from every angle to her friend. She was like, look over here, now look over here, now look over here. Like, there was a lot of coordination going around. It was absolutely insanity. And then she proceeded to get a Cosmo, and I said, okay, like, I know this woman, and I'm about to sit down with this woman. Like, it was a lot to watch, but it was so entertaining. And all of this is happening. We have Mr. eBay like going on and on about the rifle stool. The door is still squeaking. She's like, I just can't pick my atmosphere.
No music.
It was insane. And I'm just like sitting there. So that finally me and Jonathan are talking about something else. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a sound that can only be described as a firework going off inside of a closed bedroom goes off. I almost have a panic attack. I thought someone shot a gun. It was the loudest noise I've ever heard in a confined space in my entire life. And guess who it was? Mr. eBay, because God forbid the room attention was off of him for 1 minute because he was so jealous of Miss Blue Dream.
It was literally, we were all really shifting the focus away from his eBay score, and he did not like it. He needed to bring the eyes back to table 5.
So he took the water glass bottle. He claims this was an accident because he had to explain to the room what happened after because everyone jumped. It was that scary. You know the glass water bottles they give you for like just like the table water? I guess he picked it up with his hand and it slipped out of his hand and it like fell onto the table so loud. I cannot really emphasize enough that the noise from this experience, like, it honestly made the squeaking door smashing with that noise sound like nothing. Like, my heart rate, I checked my heart rate after, it elevated so high. I thought we were under attack.
It really, and scary time in the world, it really did feel like that. And listen, we love to be drama, but Zach is not lying. He must have thrown it. He must have literally slammed. That came down with
such
force.
force.
It broke the sound barrier. They should have got kicked out.
It really like vibrated my ears. But they were so, this is fresh. They were probably so old they didn't hear it like that. And you know who wasn't? You know who wasn't shocked at all? Jennifer Tilly.
No, she couldn't be. No.
She literally was like, "This is my daily life."
She's like, "You just you know how I grew up. I've been shook like a pecan tree."
And I looked behind us at the other side of the porch, and that side looked pretty normal. We just got sat in the freak section. All this for the food to be like okay.
All while having like not a super great day and like being on edge. It definitely made me think to myself, this is why I like having takeout.
Yeah, honestly, that really was that.
That was it.
Like it really kind of proves the point that like takeout would have been better. So it's like if you're just feeling overstimulated on edge, maybe a restaurant isn't the move. Because I was feeling a little on edge yesterday because I had a lot coming through the pipeline for me. So I was just like, I want to just get out of the house, and maybe I just need to stay in the house. But that woman, where is she from?
What is she doing now? It is 11:03 a.m. and I bet she's still sleeping.
Because I'm like the eBay man, he angered me in a way that I can't really explain. But she was as wild and as crazy and as carefree as she was. I was never upset with her presence.
Had we not been so overwhelmed and overstimulated, I would have loved to lingered by the bar and see what she did after, and then see if she wanted to get a drink. Like, that's a girl we would get a drink with.
Yeah, she was, oh my God. I just can't pick my atmosphere. I'm like, what a problem to have. Like, truly, next time campers, you walk into a restaurant, like, just kind of literally treat it like an open house. Check out every single table and just tell the host, I can't pick my atmosphere.
Camp counselors will be right back after these short messages.
Attention campers, it's your counselor Zachariah, and I'm hitting the road with my brand new live comedy show, the 2025 Big Back Behavior Tour. From the mind of your favorite husky jean wearing big bone baddie, it's gonna be a night of stand-up, wigs, characters, wigs, lots of wigs. And don't worry, Jonathan's opening for me. Call that a Camp 2-for-1 special. So come through and kick your little feet, laugh with us, and you better be barking. We're heading to 25 cities across North America, so click the link in the show notes to see if we're coming to your city. And grab your tickets now before they sell out.
This episode is sponsored in part by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states. And now, back to the show.
Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements. Welcome back to morning announcements, campers. This is the part of the show where we share news articles with you that you might have missed that we want you to spread like wildfire. Counselor Jonathan, what is your news article of the week?
Okay, I'm obviously going to save I had multiple articles for this, okay? Because then I started falling down a hole. This is tea. Okay, so let me set the atmosphere, if you will. So our story begins in the 1400s. Listen,
God, what?
It gets juicy, okay? So the 1400s is when the Goldstein Castle was built on a hilltop near Salzburg, Austria.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes hands in 1710. It becomes a Catholic girls' school. There's nuns who worked at the school, and they end up living at the castle's convent, right? So the nunnery ends up dwindling as they do. And fast forward to 2022, when the school was dropped, right? So there's no new students by like right after COVID. And the castle was just basically like a full-blown convent at that time. And the convent consisted of 3 sisters. So there's 3 nuns living in this giant castle by themselves. And it is 88-year-old Sister Bernadette, 86-year-old Sister Regina, and 82-year-old Sister Rita.
Oh, can we each pick one, please?
Okay.
I know who I want to be.
Who do you want to be?
Sister Regina.
I love that for you.
We're not hearing the name Regina enough.
No, I had a friend named Regina in high school, but she only came for 1 year. She was like that. Like she came the second year. She was very mysterious. I was friends with her, and then she just like fell off the face of the earth. And I don't even know. I'd have to look her up on Facebook. I'm gonna be Sister Bernadette because she's the most vocal in this story. I'll tell you that.
You're so Bernadette.
Okay, so the Vatican steps in. Like the Vatican steps in. And according to the Vatican's regulations, communities with fewer than 5 nuns can no longer elect their own superior. And if they cannot elect their own superior, then that means there's no hierarchy. And Catholicism, if there's no hierarchy, they don't know what to do, right? So there's structure and order to everything. So in 2022, by order of the Vatican, the 3 nuns had to transfer ownership of the Goldstein Convent/Castle to the Archdiocese. Okay.
Okay.
So then we have one more character, Rector Marcus. Can't say his last name. So I'm just going to call him Mark, right?
What do rectors do?
They rectify things.
Okay.
In their own mind. Not in this story. So Rector Mark, he steps in and he orders the nuns to be put in a nursing home in December of 2023. The sisters, they're not having it. The sisters are big mad. The sisters pissers. Okay, so they're pissed. And they said that it was not a peaceful move. They did not want to leave. They wanted to live out their remaining years in this lovely castle, tax-free, just, praying and, shimmying up and down the halls with just the 3 of them. Why not? It's you and your besties in a freaking castle. You don't have to pay rent. So they argue and they reject the idea. He's like, you guys got to go to the nursing home. And they're like, that's crazy. We're simply not doing that. So they argue and rejects the idea that institutional care is the only safe option for them. They're like, we can take care of ourselves, this, that, and the other. And one sister was quoted saying she would, quote, rather die in a meadow than die in a care home.
Okay, put that on a t-shirt right now, Archdiocese.
So I actually ended up looking at pictures of the nursing home on their website, and they're like pretty nice. Like as far as, retirement homes and nursing homes go, it's pretty nice. They have private balconies, their own little bathrooms.
Well, they're always going to make it look nice in the brochure, babe.
And that's very true. But the sisters, they weren't about the fluorescent lighting, and I can't blame them. So just a few days ago, September 4th, 2025, we have Sissy Bernie, Sissy Regina, Sissy Rita, and Sissy Spacek. They grabbed their belongings from the nursing home that they've been in. Where was the
nursing home?
It was like maybe 5 miles away.
Okay.
So they grab their stuff, which nuns don't really have a lot of stuff. They're like told that they can't really have a bunch of stuff. So they probably have like a Bible and like a yardstick and 2 backup yardsticks. I don't know. So they grab their things and they start walking out the door. And the front desk girl's like, hey, where you going? Sisters are like, oh, we're just going to go pray down yonder at the creek. You know us. And then they booked it. And once their sister's cell phones had sister signal, they hit up a locksmith that they had become friends with. And they're like, hey, babes, it's the baddies. Meet us at the castle. So they end up at the castle with a locksmith. Mind you, this castle's been abandoned for 2 years at this point, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, do your magic, king. So he picks the lock or he makes a lock or he had a backup key or something. And they literally have the keys to the castle. And they go inside and they're like, bitch, we're home. Okay. In my head, I'm picturing, did you see Casper?
Yeah.
Like whipstaff, like that. That's what I'm picturing. And she's abandoned. Somehow there's a bunch of cobwebs and everything.
It's been 2 years. So a lot can happen in a house being empty for 2 years.
Right. So they're like putting their bags down and their Bibles on their old beds. They're like, oh, it feels good to be home, right? The only problem was there was no running water or electricity.
Oof.
So the locksmith cannot keep his mouth locked, right? So he goes back to town. He's spreading the good word. He's spreading the good tea. And a group of college kids who used to go to the school catch wind of it. And they're like, oh my God, the sisters are back. We got to help them. So 30 of their old students show up at the castle. They're like, we heard you don't have plumbing. Some of them like know how to plumb.
Classic plumbers.
Is that know how to plumb?
Of course.
Yeah. So some of them are like plumbing and like using a plunger on the. Yeah, they're plumbing the castle. They have water bottles. They're bringing them food. They're making sure they're all good. Right. 30 of them. And then somehow the students end up getting the utilities turned back on because they didn't have electricity either. They were hooking up generators and they were like, we're going to make some calls and see if we can get the lights turned back on. Obviously, the archdiocese catches wind of this, right? So Rector Mark, he's coming back and he's just like, hey, not happy about this. And they say the sisters' rooms no longer meet the standards for safe elder care and that returning to the nursing home would be unavoidable. He's like, you're going to end up there whether you like it or not. So Rector Mark called the situation incomprehensible, citing health concerns and the risk of medical emergency. He's like, you guys are up there in the years. Sister Bernadette, she's almost in her 90s at this point, and it's just the three of you. Like, there's nobody there. So he was also like, girly pops, you know, you were forced out by order of the Vatican. You're not going to go against the Vatican's orders, are you? Rector Mark also goes public, claiming that the decision for the sisters to move was, it came to that conclusion between all of them, and the girls aren't having it. And then they're like, okay, you want to go public. This is how you want to do it. So they go public. And they accuse Rector Mark of forcing them to sign a contract, withholding information on the terms of said contract, which would order them out. So they're like, we didn't know we were going to get forced out. You asked us to just pass on like the ownership of the castle. That's all we were told. They were like, no such conversations were had. There was zero opinion of ours in the matter. And then the sisters dropped a bombshell. They said that approximately, they were going to keep their mouth shut, but they're like, since you're bringing this public, babes. Actually, now that you say it, we also have $50,000 missing that went missing right when you were moving us. Also, we don't have access to our bank accounts. You guys seem to have the logins for that. What's going on with that? You want to go public? Let's go public. And that's also in US dollars, that's $60,000 of their money that is now missing and completely unaccounted for. Archdiocese is like, no, we don't know anything about that money. Actually, they didn't really address the money at all. They just kind of like any remarks or questions they were asked about it were swept under the rug very quickly, allegedly, on my behalf, I'm saying. So again, the 30 people, the 30 former students are now just kind of like going, checking in on them, making sure they have food, bringing them their groceries. They're kind of just living the old life that they used to have. They have people transporting them places, and they're set up and like, they're good. However, another thing, they are now on TikTok and Instagram, and they have the kids are like running their accounts, and they're like pretty active, and they're like up there in the followers. But I don't know who this girl is, but the superior of the Federation of Connoisseurs of St. Augustine in Germany, Sister Beetbrandt, she condemned their disobedience of the Goldenstein Castle nuns, and she said, I cannot tolerate this. So, as of today, we don't know what she's going to do, but apparently the able queen is coming into the castle.
So you're saying this story isn't over just yet?
Story's not over just yet, but if you follow them on their Instagram and TikTok, I'll put it down below because I didn't write it down.
Runaway nuns.
The runaway...
Where's the 60 grand?
The sister squatters is what I'm calling them.
Yeah, but can you really be a squatter in your own home?
Tweet.
I also read this article too this week, and I read somewhere that they used to have a chairlift, and they
did you see that?
Mm-hmm, and
okay,
they removed the chairlift from the house as well.
And they did,
which is sinister.
It is sinister.
Why did they like kick them out and then immediately remove any sort of way for them to go back?
No, truly,
but it's
that's what they
empty.
did. And I don't.
It's not for sale.
Mm-mm.
It's just sitting empty.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like they like sold it. They just like kicked them out and was like, and we're now just gonna like board it up.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, they spent their entire lives here.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
I say let them live it out and do their own thing. But I do think it's so interesting that they're kind of like going against what the hierarchy is saying.
Well, I think they also probably as they get old, I think as we get older, we get more brazen. And I think they know their truth and they know their religion and they know their God. And they know their God, this isn't their God.
No way. But
and nobody's God.
It's also interesting.
God.
It's interesting. It's like open to conversation about like kind of forcing older people into nursing homes when they could possibly live on their own. I do have concerns with it because they're so old, but it's like, who am I to say, okay, just because you might have like a mishap here and there, like, you know, or you know, send people to check on them. They're not paying taxes.
Well, there's 3 of them together.
Right.
So they can kind of look after each other. That's not like it's one alone in there. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, that's true. Can you imagine one day if they like go to the castle and like they're all missing. Where did the nuns go? That's a tale for another day.
Well, them being so public is good. It keeps, you know what I mean? It keeps everyone at bay because if anything happens, we will know. And it's basically, it's a testament to them as people. If 30 of their former students would come up and help, they clearly are good people.
Right. It does say something to who they are as people. You know, I've worked very closely with nuns.
You're obsessed.
Some of them I liked, and most of them I didn't like because they didn't like me. I made it very clear about that. But I was like, okay, do you want me to help you? Anyway, I'll shelf that. So this is coming from the two articles, the New York Times article by Christopher Schuetze and Jim Tankersley. It's called The Plot to Free the Nuns. And the second article was coming from Catholic News Agency by Alexander Foltz. Monastery occupation. 3 elderly religious women refuse to return to nursing home. And that's the tale that's woven for you today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mine kind of is similar in a way.
Okay.
So my article starts off, I'll save the title for the end. It starts off, a few months ago, it seemed like he was the dog no one wanted. Now he got a new leash on life with lots of seniors doting over him. The black and gray Shih Tzu was found wandering the streets of Austin, Texas. His fur was overgrown and matted. He had no tags and no owners looking for him either. The 7-year-old pup had likely been homeless for months.
Oh.
He was found by an employee of the Philomena, an assisted living center in Kyle, Texas, run by Priscilla Duran. She's a dog lover, so she took him to her vet, where they discovered he had a microchip, a name, and an owner.
Oh.
But when Mrs. Durham contacted them about Chewy, that's like the best name for a Shih Tzu.
Short for Chewbacca.
Yeah. The owner said they didn't want him anymore, and they quickly blocked any phone number she called from, thwarting any more communication attempts. Like legal action. Legal action. That's animal abuse. Like someone prosecute.
No, true abandonment. That's crazy.
So Mrs. Durham was like, what if he's our dog? Because of that, at that point, it's become very clear that he's so good with people. He's good with other dogs. He was already housebroken, well-mannered, and didn't bark at anything.
Behead the people who like let him out to the blocks.
She said he doesn't have a mean bone in his body. He's just the chillest, coolest little guy. So now the dog that no one seemed to want has become a beloved member of the Philomena family. He's a regular visitor to the front office, greeting all those who enter and exit. And on some days, he's dressed up, looking like he's going out of town. They put him in little costumes at the senior home. They put him in like tuxedos and suits. And he just walks around.
He just walks around the halls.
And the old people like love it. Chewy regularly joins the residents for Scrabble night, lazing in their laps and getting lots of scratches behind the ears. He enjoys frequent rides on the residents' walkers and leaves a trail of happiness wherever he goes.
Oh.
Our residents understand what it's like to start fresh somewhere new. Duran said in an interview with CBS Austin, just like they found a welcoming place here, Chewy has too. He's more than a pet. He's a part of our community. Although he's not an official therapy dog, four-legged bundle of joy, the word count's crazy here, provides those same services. For instance, the pooch works wonders with patients suffering from dementia, and some residents who struggle to communicate are suddenly sharing a few words to express how Chewy makes them feel. I'm not seeing him pass anybody who does not grin ear to ear by seeing this little dog. Even in memory care, when words are not enough, you realize with an animal and somebody with dementia, words aren't needed. The wayward dog, who had no home, has found a new one, and now he's making the place a little brighter for everyone who lives there.
That's so cute.
And this article title is Mangy Shih Tzu Wandering Streets Gets New Home at 75 Seniors in a Care Home Unite to Adopt Him. In parentheses, look. By Nathan Frederick from the Good News Network.
That is so sweet. Okay, so get him his Purple Heart. How does he get his title of like his RN title?
You know what though? They needed him, but he needed them. Oh, they needed each other.
I love a story like that. That's so sweet. What an elderly episode we have going on today.
So this is the elderly care episode, whether we love you, whether we hate you, like whether you're in support, whether you're not. Like we're here just to kind of like bring awareness to elderly issues.
From sisters to Shih Tzus, we are family.
From sisters to Shih Tzus to rifle-made stools. We can do it all here through Christ.
Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back to Take a Hike. This is the part of the show where we bitch a little. We tell someone to pack it up and take a hike. So I ended up where I swore I would never end up again. And I have talked about this on Take a Hike before.
Where?
Yes, I made another purchase on TikTok Shop. Okay. But here's the thing. A purchase that I didn't talk about, a positive experience on TikTok Shop, was like maybe 2 years ago. And a lot of campers have tagged me on it, was the cat tent. So it's like a little sleepy cat tent, and it's essentially just like a normal tent. You haven't been to Costco. So when you go to Costco, and I'm sure it's like REI and stuff, they have these little like tents on display, which is like the full size tent, but many campers, that's what it looks like. And I bought that for Buffy and she loves it. So I'm like, okay, if I'm buying something for Buffy on TikTok Shop, that's okay. I'm not getting her treats or anything edible, right? I did buy her a toy before. And now I'm like, where the hell did that go?
That like string connection toy that like she would chase around the house in like a square with little ribbons on it.
See, the thing with that is it's just too big. It takes up the entire room and I had to take it down. She liked it, but it's too much. So what I did buy for her is, and if you're visually watching this, I will show you. Hold on. This is what I purchased, okay? Audio only listeners, this is the wall crawler gecko. It is a remote control gecko that has a little fan on the inside of it and it sticks to the walls, right? And cats are supposed to love it. And the reason that I purchased it was the reviews. Reviews were great. It was at like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And it was on sale. This was originally, believe it or not, $70. And it was on sale for $35, okay, plus shipping and handling. So I opened the box, absolutely 3D printed. I knew that it had to be lightweight, but I didn't know it had to be that lightweight. But that's not what I'm really bitching about. I will get to that in 1 second. So I'm charging the gecko. Also, batteries not included. You've already vented about that.
I hate that. It's just lazy. It's
in
so
this
lazy.
day and age, I'm like, please.
Even if it's a cheap battery, like just give me a battery.
And it also had like the screw in it. It's one thing if you have to change
screwed it and it's empty. Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. And it wasn't, the screw in part wasn't on the cat toy part. It was on the controller. So I'm like, it's one thing if you have to push the thumb thing to pull it out, but it's another thing completely if it's like what are you concerned about? Why are you locking it up?
Like, way to ruin Christmas morning.
Let me go run to the fucking garage. Let me go find my Phillips head.
The world's smallest screwdriver to open it up for it to be empty.
Oh, and the screw itself was stripped.
Wait,
so
I thought you were charging it. So why does it have a battery if you're charging it?
Oh, that's the confusing part. You charge the lizard and his eyes light up. So it was working. So his eyes were lighting up saying that it was charging. And then I was putting the battery in the controller. Controller's blinking, which means it's looking for the lizard. Aren't we all looking for a lizard? So lizard's on, his eyes are lit. The controller's on. They're not pairing. They're not a match. They're like water and oil. And they're just not having it. So I'm annoyed. I'm pissed. I tried it the next day. Still couldn't get it to work. So I'm like, I'm going to fucking return this shit because it was $35. And that's where this comes in, campers. Now, somebody else, just let me know if you think that this is sus or possibly illegal. Allegedly, in my opinion, it is. But this came along with it, okay? It's a little card. It is from Wink Toys, Winky Toy Block Wonderland, okay? And it's shaped kind of like Mickey Mouse. But do you know those bear blocks? Those like expensive like bear statues that just like, they kind of have like Lego hands. It's very much like Supreme and Obey adjacent where people spend like hundreds of dollars.
They're like little statues and people's like, it's very much like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, it looks like this. Yeah. But I feel like people are over it. Okay, so it comes with this card, right? And it says, okay, if you're going to return this, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to TikTok, click home, click orders. Reason for return? You're not going to say that you didn't like it. You're not going to say that you don't think it was worth the money. You're going to say, I no longer need. Then you're going to click shop and you're going to select the order and you are going to apply for the refund. And then they are going to create a label for you to return it. So what I'm getting from this, I've never gotten this before. It says like how to return it on this card, very specific. It says this is the only way you're going to be able to return it.
It's a 6-step program on how to return something. And it came already printed and like laminated in the box.
And my biggest red flag with this is essentially being like, we're only going to give you the return if you don't say it wasn't worth your money. The specific reasoning has to be no longer needed. And that was weird to me.
Well, I think I think they know it's a heavily returned product, and they know that if it's tagged under no longer needed, it's not tagged under like useless, broken, didn't work, and then the TikTok won't flag it as like a bad product. It like protects the sales because a lot of people are just lazy and won't return it. And
I am one of those people usually, but this
I
like
didn't
pissed
say
me
it.
off.
I didn't say it. But I thought it was weird that they were anticipating the return so much so that they had to have their own return on its individual card stock in there. Like, why don't you expect people to keep it?
Yeah. And also, if they didn't have these specific instructions, people would just return it the normal way that they're returning it. Also, Campers,
They have to click a different reason.
I had set this aside because I thought it was like a promo thing because it looks like a normal ass promo thing. So I set it aside. I'm also like, this is originally $70. It's got to be good, right?
It probably never was $70. It was probably just marked that way so they could discount it.
But still, it was $35 plus.
That's a lot of money for it not to. So it never climbed a wall.
It never even turned on. The eyes worked, so I know that something was up. But the controller kept saying there was an error, and the fan wasn't turning on the lizard. So I'm like, what? They're both broken. Literally, we got two pieces here.
Like a cool idea.
And we're over
on the walls.
And I thought it would be cool, and I thought Buffy would love it. And you know, she's not super agile, but she caught that mouse. So I'm like, okay, let's level up to a lizard. And I would take it out of the box, but I'm disgusted by it, and I'm washing my hands of the situation. But it is so flimsy, and I get that it has to be lightweight, but it's a piece of shit. So avoid it at all costs. That company again is Wink Toys. Here at Camp Counselors, Camp Shady Birch, I do not support, and I'm not saying you shouldn't either, but I don't know. I just think it's not a good experience with them. So that is what I'm telling to take a hike.
Well, thank you for being transparent.
You're welcome. It's all I can do. So when you're telling to take a hike,
health concern, my cholesterol is elevated. Oh. No, so I did blood work. I told you guys about it. I did blood work a while ago, and I came back, and like the only really serious issue that I have, it's not serious yet, but the only like kind of area to work on for me was cholesterol in like a real way. It's pretty much elevated across the board. And when you look up what foods have cholesterol, it happens to be all my favorite things. So it kind of tracks. Like I can see why that would be elevated. And for me, my take a hike really is the way that I'm trying to make smarter choices. And in the end, I'm just being sad. I love, love, love red meat. I love it. I don't want chicken all the time. Yuck. And then salmon, it's okay, but that's a great way to lower your cholesterol. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to make, eat oats. Berries.
Eat Cheerios. I've seen that commercial.
Yeah, but it's because Cheerios are oats, which I guess they can help, but it's like, that's not the best way you can do it. There's other ways you can do it that's better, I think. But it's just like, it's going to take me so long to lower this. And in the meantime, I guess I'll live longer, but at what cost? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not enjoying my life anymore. Well, I am, but it's like, I didn't want chicken last night. I wanted steak.
Then they're ripping the things that you really enjoyed out from under you.
They're taking like all my fried foods, all my saturated fats. The things that make me happy, the things that you guys love to watch me eat and talk about. And now I have to take a step back from my own heart. Like, figure it out. Angina ass, rapid heartbeat ass. Like, just chill. Like, process the steak and pump the blood. You want me to eat salmon? Avocado? I'm over it already. I've only been on this diet now, like a low cholesterol diet, for 36 hours, and I want to claw my eyes out.
But what I will say, you are so headstrong, and you are strong mama energy. Like, you really are. And I'm really proud of you because you are like taking everything so seriously. You're taking everything that you've been feeling in your own body seriously. Like, update, you're still not vaping. Very proud of you for that, because I think I've been through 17 since then.
I'm 19 days no vape.
And that's great. You did it cold turkey.
September 1st was my first day no vaping.
You did it cold turkey. So I'm like so proud of you.
Yeah,
you
so it's like, can I start feeling better now? Like, hello, I'm still hella anxious and I still have heart palpitations. I'm like, what is it? And the next thing I'm gonna have to cut is alcohol. And then it's like, who am I? Mm-hmm. Who am I without my fried foods and booze?
I think
I already stopped smoking.
In moderation, it's okay. I think the vape, you can't, I mean, you can do a cigarette in moderation, but you can't vape in moderation.
The vape is done when we go to Vegas for that show. I'm having a cigarette, and I think that's like something that I've already told myself I can do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm having a cigarette in Vegas because you can smoke Vegas. Indoors. No, I'm having that one kind of celebratory cigarette in Vegas. And then I decided that I'm going to try to like not do any like seriously like stuff with my cholesterol, but also I was doing some research on people who are also have cholesterol issues, and everyone's like the best way to do it is to truly like give yourself a break once a week. And like just eat something like you're not, you know what I mean? Like that's not gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
So it's like have the pizza, have the steak, but truly like on the regular, I think I would always kind of go towards things that were higher cholesterol. So maybe in this process of me just kind of being very aware of it and trying in moments to make better choices, I will eventually lower them. I'm just a little too young for this issue, in my opinion. So it's not the end of the world. I'm still gonna eat what I want to eat. I'm just gonna make the better choice in that situation.
I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. You're so responsible. You're working out. You're doing that, and you're on your king shit. And I love you.
I really am trying to do everything all at once. Everything all at once.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You see an issue and you make the change immediately. I see the issue and I brush that shit under the rug. I'm like, it'll probably go away on its own, right? It always has up to this point.
Last night I thought I talked myself into having Lyme's disease.
And you are also, you need to get off the Google.
No, I know, but honestly, like Lyme's disease is so scary, not to scare you campers, when you look into the symptoms of Lyme's disease and its latency, untreated. The way that I have a lot of similarities.
I know, but that can be like the same for like a lot.
Do I get an at-home test? Like just to rule it out?
Do they have those?
They're 3.9 stars on Amazon. That's bad, right?
That's what I listen. Well, 3 point. Yeah, no, that was 4.5.
But on Amazon, would you do it? Would you trust an at-home 3.9 star test?
Well, I think it would be like a pregnancy test where I would order like 6 or 7.
I want to look into it. I don't have a primary, so I can't ask them to do it.
I know.
Can you do it at the walk-in? I'm like, what if because a group people around here, if people where I'm from, we grew up with Lyme disease. It's like, hello.
Well, yeah, because Lyme itself, what it's actually named out after, we have to drive through it to go to Pennsylvania.
So like I've been bit by ticks before. So I'm like, maybe I got, because so one person said that they didn't get reactions until like later in life.
We've been to the Hamptons.
Well, I think I would have gotten it from here before the Hamptons. I didn't do anything in the wilderness in the Hamptons. But I don't know. But what I do know is that my cholesterol is elevated and I'm on the move to get it fixed.
Camp counselors will be right back after these short messages. This ad is brought to you by Viiv Healthcare, the makers of Apretude, Cabotegravir. You never skip your SPF, and you carry hand sanitizer like an accessory. But what are you doing for HIV prevention? One way to help protect yourself from HIV is Apretude, a prescription medicine used to reduce the risk of getting HIV in adults and adolescents weighing at least 77 pounds. You must be HIV negative to receive Apretude and get tested before each injection. If you think you were exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your doctor right away. More HIV testing may be needed. Apretude does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections. Practice safer sex to reduce your risk. Get Apretude as scheduled. Missing doses increases your HIV risk. Don't take Apretude if allergic to it or taking certain medicines that may interact. Tell your doctor about your medical conditions, liver problems, and mental health. Serious side effects include allergic reactions or rash, liver problems, and depression. If these occur, get medical help right away. The most common side effect is injection site reaction. Bring your A game and talk to your doctor. Learn more at apretude.com or call 1-888-240-0340. And now, back to the show.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Welcome back to Camper Crush of the Week. This is the part of the show where we share what we're crushing on, what we're loving, who is getting a blue ribbon. Who's getting your blue ribbon this week?
My blue ribbon is going to a toucan.
Oh my God. Sam?
Toucan Sam. No, it's so there's this account on TikTok. It's called toucan.tv and it's the number 2 CAN.TV.
Got it.
And it is this guy who runs this account and he has this what is it called? A rehabilitation center for birds. What is that called?
An aviary.
Yes. He has an aviary that's like only for toucans. And this
so cute. I want to see this right now.
I know. I saw it last night and I was like, I'm going to send it to you, but I wanted to like shock you.
I'm like really going to turn into a bird person. I can feel it.
Yeah. Okay. So his whole thing, before I jump into this and why I'm crushing on it, his whole thing, and it's in his bio, and he's like very active on being against people having exotic pets, exotic birds, exotic anything. Like
Yep.
the ones that belong in the wild belong in the wild. He's very clear saying that this is a rehabilitation center and some of them can go back into the wild, but this one in particular that came across my desk, it cannot go back in the wild. It is an elderly toucan who I believe was domesticated before, and her name is Newt. And she has really bad arthritis, so she can't even hold on to branches. But she takes medication for it, and she has like better mobility because of it. She can't fly. Her wings can flap. She's not in pain that way, but the girl can't fly. But also, she can't like clean her beak. So the first video I saw was from when he first brought her in to the rehabilitation center, and he's just like cleaning off her beak and like chipping away her little like crusties and basically like giving her like bird chapstick and all that shit. And I love a before and after.
Did she look better?
Oh my God, she glowed up. And you can tell in her eyes, like there's something about, because he has to like hold her beak when he's cleaning, you can really like, I had a lot of time to look into those eyes, you know, in this whole video.
She was trusting.
She was so trusting and she looked so sweet and her eyes were not cloudy. She was just like really, it was like, she was very Kimball, reminded me of Kimball, you know? And Kindle, sorry. Kimball was the name of my boss's old dog.
Kindle was the name of
the parrot.
The parrot.
Yeah.
Was it a parrot?
Parakeet?
Cockatoo.
Cockatoo.
It was the cockatoo that I'm in love with.
Oh my
I
God,
actually have to go to the pharmacy.
Oh, we should go.
We should go visit her.
We'll stick our head in. It's
sis.
It's a little stinky in there. So
it's a pet store.
That's true.
Back to Toucan Sam.
Back to Toucan Sam. No, but I love her. She loves blueberries. And this guy, he's just like so...
I love her, and she loves the blueberries.
Yeah, he's doing videos of like
for her cholesterol
berries of like the new birds that he takes into rehab, like having like fruits like that for the first time. They love it. He's like, are they gonna like the frozen blueberries? The answer is always yes, but I'm gonna watch to see if they swallow it or not. But just watching his care for these little, and he walks the people through it, so we like have an understanding. He did say something about like he has to pull out her pin feathers, and I think that's when.
Yep.
Isn't that like an ingrown hair? I should have looked it up, but I didn't. But it sounds bad.
They're supposed to remove them themselves, and I'm sure she couldn't because of her beak, right? So yeah, I think it would be painful if she keeps them in. So he asked her to remove them for her, and she probably feels a bunch later.
Yeah, and they also are supposed to take, I guess, oil from like the back half of them, not from like their ass, but literally like the lower part of their body is what produces it, and their beaks are so fucking long that it's supposed to like spread the oil throughout their feathers, but she can't do that either. So he literally like massages her own, like, it sounds gross, but I think it's sweet because it's like he's not adding something to her. He's just like massaging her own little like oil that she's supposed to have into her body. And she like looks great. She's loving life.
Well, she probably needed a lot of help.
She's a new leash on life.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. So that's my camp crush. It's this toucan. And I'm like,
what's the account name again?
The account name is toucan.tv. And when it came across my desk, once again, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be so honest. I forgot about toucans. I haven't seen or thought about a toucan in a fortnight.
Special interests save the world.
They do. So that's my crush of the week.
We are so locked and loaded this week. My crush of the week is also going to a bird.
Really?
I can't even believe this. But not just a bird, but more of a competition.
Okay.
My crush of the week is something I just learned about.
Yeah.
The Federal Duck Stamp Art Contest. I am on Federal Duck Stamp Art TikTok right now. And I think this is like the coolest thing I never knew about. And I'm so excited. Cult. Well, it's not a cult, but it's definitely a collective. It's a national wildlife arts competition hosted annually by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. So it's not just any art contest. It's the only art contest mandated by the U.S. government, and it's been called the Super Bowl of Wildlife Art.
Mandated by the government. Wow.
So each year, artists submit original paintings of a North American waterfowl species, and the winning artwork becomes the design for the next year's Federal Duck Stamp, a conservation stamp hunters are required to buy to hunt migratory waterfowl in the U.S. So painters submit pictures of waterfowl, and then the winner gets put on this stamp that every single hunter needs to buy every single year. So revenue from the duck stamps have been tallied up at over $1 billion since 1934.
Oh.
And it goes directly to wetland conservation and purchasing wildlife refuges.
As it should. I was going to ask where all that's
So
going. 'Cause I'm like,
98%, 98 cents on every dollar goes into wildlife like services.
that's good. Where's the rest of the money going?
The last 2% probably to print the stamp.
Probably to the 1%.
So it's a major fundraiser for the National Wildlife Refuge System. And the winning artist receives nationwide recognition, and their art is seen by collectors, hunters, and conservationists across the country.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
The stamp, what is it?
So it's a stamp that goes on the license for the waterfowl hunting license.
Okay, so like my brother had like a fishing license that was like bright orange. He had to clip on the back of his hat, and like you have to do that in PA every year. And if they don't see it, they'll literally like, I don't know how strict they are everywhere else, but in places that you would be like, nobody's come out here in forever, they like sneak up on
That's
you and
their
they literally
job.
take, I know, I'm like, I'm glad you're doing your job, I guess, but it's like, you got to have your license when you're doing that
Yeah,
shit.
I'm not really familiar with how it works with duck hunting licenses, but I'm sure it's very similar. And this stamp has to go on it, and you have to have the card on you if you're doing this. So basically, if you're going to hunt duck, you have to get this stamp, and that's like a way to kind of pay it forward into the wildlife conservation, especially because hunters are like, I guess they wouldn't let you hunt for ducks if they were like endangered. Sometimes it's like for population control. Like that happens a lot with deer in New England. Like it gets so bad that they have to like have hunters come in and like.
Oh, that's so sad. I
It is
don't
sad.
support the duck
No, I
hunting, but
know.
I support the arts. I'll
So-
say that. Is it a duck like this? Like what is, I don't, like a green head?
Yes, that is okay. Yes, very much so.
Oh, I love.
So also the artist that wins doesn't win any money.
Okay. And I feel like that's fair.
You win the recognition.
Mhm.
And it's hard to win this. So the winning artists, they get like the recognition. So artists must follow strict design and species rules. And the featured bird species changes every single year, from wood duck to mallard to redheads. So
That's so fair. It's like,
yeah.
let's give them all their time in the spotlight. We have to remember like all of them.
So entries are judged by a panel of experts based on artistic merit, anatomical accuracy, and suitability for stamp reproduction. So it's like,
Don't complicate it, babes.
It has to be good. It
Yeah.
has to be accurate. And can this be like good for stamp?
We've got an inkjet printer here. Let's not go nuts.
So the top winners are appeals on the next year's $25 duck stamp. Typically, it's held in September every year. So as this is going on, it's happening right now. So that's how I saw it.
So I'm sorry. I don't know if I missed this part. Where is this happening?
So you can submit online, and they do like a live kind of panel of it.
Anywhere in the US?
Anywhere in the US, you have to be 18 years or older.
I'm 18 years older.
So I love you. You're not ready for this. And you'll see.
You did say anatomically correct.
It's
And I do
insane.
have creative license and it gets out of control sometimes.
It's
I get it.
hyper realism that wins this. It's
Mhm.
not like some sort of like artistic interpretation. The winner for this is hyper. It
So-
has to look like a photograph.
What mediums are we using? Are they oil paints? Is it watercolors? Is it open to anybody?
I
Or are they
don't
picky?
know. I feel like what I'm seeing is a lot of acrylic.
And you know what? Acrylics usually come out good. I
Acrylic is the
wish I could,
most
if I could
real.
control an oil, I would love that. I'm not really great with pastels.
Well, so it's open to all U.S. citizens ages 18 or older. And so like if you win one, you can't re-enter a lot. You can't re-enter again for 3 years.
Fair.
And it's kind of like one of the biggest in the wildlife arts community, which is its own beast. Like this is kind of like it's their Super Bowl. So when I learned about this because I saw this woman on TikTok who was she was really entering for her 3rd year in a row, and every single year she's made it to like the 2nd round and then eliminated. So this year she's trying to make it to the 3rd round. She doesn't believe that she's ready to win yet, but like people spend hundreds of hours painting these portraits to submit and praying that they even make it to the next round, and like that's such a win in their books. It's a very small eclectic group.
Her whole room is just like paintings of ducks that
Well,
she's tried to win with before.
She had
It's a cruel reminder.
she has I saw one, I was like, oh, the duck looks cool, but the duck in the background looked weird. And I realized that was a decoy duck in the background.
Oh, yeah.
It's so clever.
So she painted it weird on purpose.
Exactly. So, but while I was doing this research, I found out about I think it's the Houtman brothers. And you guys, these guys are legends in the duck community. So the 3 brothers have won a combined time of 15 times.
Holy
all combined.
shit.
They've won 15 individual years. Joe has won 6 times. Jim has won 6 times, and Robert has won 3 times. And keep in mind, like, if Joe won this year, Joe can't compete for 3 more years. Same thing for Jim, same thing for Robert. So, like, a lot of times, like, they probably could have won more, but they had to take a pause because that's the only fair way to do it.
Okay, so it's literally like 3 brothers on rotate.
So they grew up in a Minnesota family of artists and have been painting wildlife scenes since they were kids. Their style is known for hyperrealism, anatomical precision, and painterly detail. They're really good at I read this whole article about them. They're really good at like light manipulation, like making things really feel like they'll have sun hit like a part of a feather or like the animal that it's so good, and they're all good at it. It's insane.
So I'm gonna say it. Someone out there also has to be thinking this, campers. I'm suspicious.
So that's what happened. At one point, it was just 2 of the brothers, and I think it was Robert who hadn't been doing it. And then, so the other 2 couldn't compete, and then Robert entered because he was like, I'll try it. And he won. Everyone's like, wait. And they had like an investigation to see if Robert was really a painter. But then do you know how like art, I don't know, like
authenticators?
Yeah, authenticators. They're like, oh, it's a completely different style.
Yeah.
They can tell. And to the trained eye, all 3 of them, they all look incredible. They all have very different styles in how they do certain things.
I'm really like eager to see what they look like.
They grew up, they're like these kind of like just like very like wilderness kind of guys, and they're really obsessed with conservation and wildlife, and they grew up in the woods, and they just are like, we're from an artistic family, but also a family that like loved nature. So it's really in their bones, and they're huge. They're really happy that this is making a second kind of push on TikTok right now because they don't care if they win. They care about conservation.
And I guess I can be suspicious as I want, but they're not doing it for money.
There's no money involved. But when they were really winning heavy in the 80s, they became wicked rich because at that point, they could sell the prints. And at that point in life, I guess people were really into that style of art. So people were buying prints. And
duck art was huge.
A lot of their art has been repurposed onto puzzles.
And that is where the money is.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh my God. Think about the royalties you get if you take or you draw a puzzle, and they're just sold. Oh my God.
So easy.
Yeah.
So easy to make money on that. But now, like, not so much that style anymore, but they already made their Bitcoin, so they don't need any more money. But like, they all have second homes. Like, they're all like, they're rich. But they're like, also like, one guy he has 115 like acre property that he's like restoring into like wildlife, like
okay, so good.
They're good people, and they don't care about people entering the competition. They want the heat because they're gonna win anyways. They're like, no, we want people to be more aware, and because like I guess like the collection of the duck stamps is kind of dwindling. It's not as popular as it used to be, which means not as much money is being raised for conservation. So they love the words getting out, and they want people to enter, and they want people to talk about it. So we thought about, should we get a sticker and put it on the shelf?
Oh my God, I would love that.
Yeah, so we should get a duck sticker and we can change it out.
I would love that. Okay, and campers, do you know what the thing is called? Just look, I'm sure it's not that hard to look up.
Well,
Campers,
it's called the Federal Duck Stamp Art Contest. So if you look up Federal Duck Stamp, I think you can find out.
Enter, everybody. Let's pay attention to the ducks. And honestly, like, support the ducks.
If this story interests you in any way, there is a documentary that came out in 2016.
A documentary?
The $1 Million Duck. And it heavily features the brothers because they're like legends and everyone knows about them. So I want to watch it. I haven't seen it yet. So maybe I'll watch that as well. But yeah, I think this is a really cool way. I think it's awesome. It's the only like federally funded art competition.
Yeah, that is very
no other one.
Interesting. And I wonder why the ducks.
It started in, I think it was started because during that time in the 30s, there was a lot of over hunting because of the Great Depression.
Oh, and everybody was eating duck soup.
In the Dust Bowl area, people were killing the ducks because they probably didn't have food.
Mm-hmm.
So then they had to figure out a way to repopulate it. And I think it was FDR who did it.
Okay.
Because FDR did a lot of bad. But there was a lot of conservation efforts made under his presidency, I think. Well, I think there was. So I think that's something that he might have done. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I did read that. So the $1 Million Duck, and loving that duck stamp competition.
What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs.
Welcome back to Camp Songs. I know you guys have been like pissing your pants just thinking about it the whole episode. You're like, what are they going to do for the camp song? What are they going to do for the camp song?
Put a towel down.
Put a towel down and ring it out next time you get out of your car. Are you driving right now? Pay attention. Okay, so what song am I adding to our camp playlist that you can listen to for free? That is going to be, almost just backspaced it. You know, they don't warn you how tricky these iPads really are when you're live and on the scene. Okay, so my camp song is All For You by Sister Hazel. Oh my God, I'm such a sisterhead right now.
Yeah, there's been a lot of crossover this episode.
A lot of birds, a lot of sisters.
A lot of elderly.
Yeah, you know that one? Well, it's hard to say what it is I see in you. Wonder if I'll always be with you.
Me listening to that song as I judge the duck competitions.
That is such a duck competition preparation song.
Yeah,
like
that's
everybody's
like the hype up.
painting, doing their whole thing. It's like Best in Show, but for ducks painted on a canvas. Okay, so love this song. No, absolutely nothing about this band. So I looked them up. I'm like, what else have they done that I know? And I do often, and we were just talking about this because we were listening to a lot of very similar music. I get them mixed up a lot with Blues Travelers.
They have a very, very similar quality.
Yeah. So I get them mixed up a lot. They actually played at the Crystal Lake, Illinois 2003 Cardboard Cup Regatta, which was the year after I competed. I didn't win, unfortunately, but I do have the t-shirt to prove it. It is a children's shirt. And when we were moving, I tried it on.
Is it tight?
I never wear it publicly, but yeah.
He loves a youth small.
Okay, so the band's breakthrough single from 1997 actually appeared on an earlier album in 1994. So the song had already came out, and then they started getting like a little bit of traction. They were like, we got to pull that song back because it was good.
Come on,
that was good, and we're having traction. All eyes are on us.
I get it, because sometimes
Shakur.
like if a video doesn't hit and you know it's good, you're like, I'm gonna repost that shit because
like,
they
didn't see it.
They didn't see it.
Yeah,
I get it.
So they did that again. They had formed 1 year prior to their first recording of it in Gainesville, Florida, and they were named Sister Hazel after Sister Hazel Williams, who was a local missionary who ran a homeless shelter for other people. So love that. Started out in a good place. They were like, okay, and now she lives in infamy, or not infamy, the good one. So their fans call themselves the Hazelnuts.
Cute.
I think that's cute. Also, they have their own cruise. So you know how like celebrities do cruises and stuff?
They have enough music for that? Hazelnuts?
They literally have tons of bands headline. They founded the Rock Boat in 2001. They only missed 1 year, which was during COVID. And they just announced their 2026 lineup for the next year.
Oh, so they came up with the business plan.
They came up with the business plan.
Oh, that's smart. Jimmy Buffett.
And they have been, no, but here's the thing. They've been on board every single year. Like literally like not on board with the idea, but like literally like set sail every single year. They go, other bands go. Blues Travelers been there. Not Christina Applegate. What's her name?
Fiona Apple.
Fiona Apple was on it
Nothing
at one point.
Fiona Apple in the Bahamas.
Truly, they go hand in hand. In my book, they really do. Weezer's going to be there next year.
Wow.
It is their 25th anniversary. Bowling for Soup's going to be there.
Okay. I get the vibe.
Yeah. And they get people like up on the stage and everybody's just like absolutely wasted. And it seems beyond. So I would be down for it. Yeah. Rock Boat. Check them out. And they have also been the same consistent 5 members since day one in 1993.
I love that.
And they're still together.
And they're making money and they're having fun.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting because I don't want to be fresh. I just like I'm not a hazelnut, but I'm like, I don't know what their other discography would be. That I'm not really familiar with much of the rest of it, but they've been like holding their own and they're like kind of loving it. They're like, hey, we love where we're at. And they've still been besties.
Not everyone needs to be the star.
Yeah. And we don't need to be Christina Applegate.
Yeah, we don't.
But I do. So that's it from me. Thanks for listening.
My song this week goes out to a song that just came on my YouTube this morning. I said, wait, I've never talked about this
You're
song.
such a YouTube music listener. You don't have YouTube music, but you go on and you just like listen to music through music videos. And I think that's really interesting.
I love music videos. I'm gay.
You knew the house that I lived in with my brother, okay? Every Saturday.
My song this week is Honey by Kehlani. That's like 2017 excellent.
I thought you were going to say Mariah Carey.
No, it's like a stripped down acoustic lesbian love ballad. And I'm sure a lot of our campers know this song because it's kind of a big song. It's kind of one of her biggest songs. But if you're unfamiliar with Kehlani's game, Let Me Get You Hip, she's been kind of in my like wheelhouse ever since high school. And she's always just been like a really good constant. But this song was very much different than anything she had put out, in my opinion, before that. So when this one came out, it was a single in between albums. And it's got this like really great, like laid back summer kind of like easy listening. Like this is not a powerhouse vocal song. It's got some great runs in it, but it feels like relax. If you're very stressed, this is a great song to kind of put on and just feel that like early kind of like little rumblings of love in an R&B kind of setting, because she does have that great R&B quality. It's also a lesbian song. It's very front-facing lesbian, which I think is beautiful, and I think we need more of that in music, especially when Kehlani for so long was bisexual. I think she's now fully identifying as a lesbian, but at the time she was bisexual. But I love this. She's like, I wanted to write music. She's like, I wrote music all about men, and I had never written a song about women, and I feel like that's a part of my life, and I feel like I wasn't
the first
being
one?
honest. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I believe so. It's just so great. Do you want me to sing a little bit of it?
I was hoping you would.
All the pretty girls in the world, but I'm in this space with you. Colored all the lines I came to find. My fire was fate with you.
That was really pretty.
Heartache would stay with you. Fly great escapes with you. It's just such an easy song. And if you're feeling a little stressed today, if you're feeling a little like, I've been feeling that way too lately, campers. I completely get it. So I think we both gave some really great song suggestions to kind of put you in a lovelier mood. I hope the show, in this very uncertain, stressful, high tense, aggravated, angry, hateful world we're living in at the moment, it's a lot going on. And I hope this podcast continues to be a space of love and light
and free speech.
And free speech 100%. You guys are actively choosing to listen to two gay men on a podcast, and that is already activism in itself. But we will continue to say what's on our minds, but also create a space that you can kind of just
retreat
relax
from everything
for a minute.
that's happening in the world. I get it.
That's always been the goal of this show. As much as we're locked in and we're tuned into what's happening, we want
this to be like a comfortable space, because it's literally happening everywhere.
Oh my God,
so
our phones just feel like a nonstop just timeline of just hatred, and it's very upsetting for, I'm sure, everyone. But I hope you felt a little lighter today. So listen to Honey by Kehlani.
Yeah, and Blues Traveler.
No, Hazel Eye.
Hazelnuts.
Great and exit there.
I panicked. I forgot what it was.
We love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. If you want to be a part of our Monday episodes, please write in your stories to campcounselorspodcast.com in the write-in tab, or campcounselorspod@gmail.com, and you just might make a trail mix episode.
Yeah, give us a 5-star rating and review anywhere that you listen to this. We greatly appreciate it. We've been seeing all the reviews. Kappa Tiger Fair.
We'll see you Monday. We'll see you Wednesday. We'll see you next week. We'll see you forever. And that being said,
lights out, campers.